Hello and welcome. I'm Andy Poole, the weight loss coach. Now, the important word in there is coach, as I'm not a weight loss expert, but I am an expert coach and I specialize in weight loss either through one-to-ones or running weight loss coaching groups. You can actually get as much weight loss advice as you want, good or bad, from anywhere. But coaching information is harder to come by, so I'm starting a series of short weekly videos giving simple but effective coaching tips. And I'm kicking off with something which I really like and which gives one of life's important lessons. It's actually the comfort, stretch, panic dynamic by team building guru Carl Ronker. Now, the model is if looking down on yourself, you're at the center of the circle. You're actually in your comfort zone, surrounded by your comfort zone. Outside of that, we have the stretch zone, and then further outside is the panic zone. Now, the comfort zone is a safe, familiar place. It's unthreatening. It's our daily routine, and for want of a better word, it's comfortable. The stretch zone is an unfamiliar place. It's challenging and unusual, but at the same time, it can be exciting and a little bit scary. Sometimes when you're presented with a challenge, your first thought is, oh, I'm not sure about that. Can I do that? But when you're rationalizing it, you think, actually, I'd quite like to do that. It would be an achievement. But the panic zone is a very scary place to be, and it's usually our first thought is it's to be avoided because it's just too daunting, and the thought of doing something there brings us out in cold sweats, and we have this attitude that, absolutely no can do. What we need to bear in mind though is that it's relative, because my panic can be your stretch, and what is a stretch for one person can be a comfort or panic zone issue for someone else. Let me give you a couple of examples. If three people, say, are asked to swim across a lake, they might have three different responses. To a strong swimmer, that will be well within their comfort zone, and for an okay swimmer, it would probably be in their stretch zone. But to a poor swimmer, it would definitely be in their panic zone. Yet take those same three people and give them a different task, such as public speaking, and the strong swimmer might now be totally out of his depth. Sorry about the pun. It could take them right into panic zone, whereas the poor swimmer might be an accomplished public speaker, and that would be no problem for them. Do you see there are no rights or wrongs? And the zones can be dynamic too, excuse me, by which I mean there are no absolutes. What you once found challenging could now be routine, and something which you once did with ease could now scare you to death. The boundaries between the zones are forever blurring. However, personal growth and achievement can only come from being in your stretch zone as much as possible. We gain nothing by staying in our comfort zone, and by the same token, we can accomplish nothing by being put into panic and scared to death. So the secret is to expand your comfort zone into stretch as often as possible, so that those things which once challenged you now find easy, but you also have to bring yourself out of panic and back into stretch before you can progress. This really is an effective model for personal growth and for understanding that we're all different, yet we're all amazing. Get yourself into stretch zone as much as you can, and you'll be one of life's winners. So I'll see you next week with another coaching snippet. If you want to subscribe to this channel, you'll get out updates of the weekly tips. See you then.